Hey, what's up? It's Frank Lavinia here from Data Driven Impact Quantum and franksworld.com. I realized I haven't live streamed in a while and it's been rather morbid. If you looked at my LinkedIn feed, it's been rather morbid lately, right? The passing of Kim Schmidt, the anniversary of 9/11, thank you for everyone that has expressed support. 9/11 is something that I'm grateful every day that I survived. But it's been pretty morbid lately on my feed. One of the things that is interesting is just how much learning is part of this field. If you're in IT, I think you understand this. If you want to excel in IT, if you're curious about IT, this is not a field for people that don't like continuous learning. And I would say thanks to big shout out to Red Hat, by the way, because they've given, I don't know if all employees, but I think most employees, or at least I have access now to Pluralsight, which if you don't recall, I think my learning streak, I did a challenge for like, could I learn, put time into Pluralsight for um, a year straight, basically, was kind of what I did. So if you look, um, I love the way the Pluralsight site is designed. It's pretty well. No, I have love for Udemy. I have love for LinkedIn Learning. I have love for all these learning platforms. I have love for YouTube University because we live in a time that is extremely empowering because you can learn just about anything. In some cases for free or very cheap. I mean, back in the day, you would have to get books, and I mean, tons of books, right? Not that I still love books. Big shout out to Brian Lenahan. Still reading this one. Uh, got another quantum book. Interestingly enough, is that this textbook um, is meant to be used in high school classes. Can you imagine? How cool is that? And I see I have my first comment. Hey, Randy, how's it going? 7 years until you can finally retire from IT. Kids, hopefully out of college. Well, congratulations, man. Congratulations. Um, um, Retirement. I hadn't really thought about retirement, oddly enough. Still rolling as a lifelong learner. That's right. Aren't you back in school, Thomas? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for commenting. Um, I'm waiting for a ROSA cluster to spin up. So if you don't know what ROSA is Red Hat OpenShift on AWS. So for me, obviously, Thomas can probably speak to this, right? After working at, oh, your retirement job is to teach college full time. Awesome. You should have your PhD in hand coming this spring. Congratulations, Dr. Randy. One of the things that full-time university out of Alabama. Congrats, Roll Tide. Maybe I should change the colors here in red. Isn't that the color? If not, I'll do it in honor of Red Hat. There we go. Um, so one of the things I wanted to point out here is that this is great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love books. I have tons of books. Trust me, I just moved a tons of books. I actually got rid of a ton of books too. I actually got rid of all my Silverlight books, except for the one I wrote, one Pete Brown wrote, and the one Laurent Magnon, totally butchered that name, Laurent wrote. Um, and um, and I think the Lawrence Maroney one I kept too. So shout out to all you authors out there. Um, but and Let's see if I can go here. I'll minimize my own window. Oh, you have the official color. All right. It's a geek conversation when we talk about colors, bring up hex codes, right? Um I see I have some IMs coming in. I'm working on a demo that involves AWS, and for me, I have enough AWS experience to get Alexa skills to work, right? So for me, obviously, I worked at Microsoft, and everything was Azure, and you didn't look at the other platform. But what's great here is how let's see if I can go here. Is I mean, if I would search AWS, which should be in my recent memory here, I'm going to stop this stream pretty early because I got tons of work to do. But I figured I was looking at my LinkedIn feed and I was like, wow, that's really morbid in here. People dying, 9/11. Let's let's shift the energy here. So fundamental cloud concepts for AWS. I did this some time ago. It was actually for an AWS compete. Um, but what's cool is all of this stuff that's here. Oh, there's a lab. That's good to know. Is to say that we live in an age where all this information is so easily accessible. And what do? We waste our time doom scrolling or scrolling through controversial stuff. There's a bigger, better world out there, right? One of the things I love how they do this here. So this is my lifetime hours on Pluralsight. I was able to link my old account. So you'll see that my record streak was 374 days. So clearly I met that challenge. Oh, UA just opened a door to me the following Beyond Professor's career training. Oh, interesting. I'll have to check that out. It's such a, there's a lot to be sad about in the world. There's a lot to be stressed out about the world. I mean, this has been a rough year for me personally. My mom, been a lot of death. Um, Friends have died. Like it's just relatives have died. Like, and Rupesh, I owe this gentleman. I have to apologize. I've been kind of in my own little world last few weeks. And I have to apologize. I owe him a recommendation on LinkedIn. I can't say enough good things about him. He's probably I think I see him as the next Steve Jobs. Like this guy is brilliant. So thank you, Rupesh, for your patience. And so what's cool about this is that they know how to work the dopamine system in your brain, right? You get badges when you finish courses, you get badges when you finish like so many hours in a year and all that stuff like that. And you can kind of see where what you're studying. It's really cool from a data geek's point of view. And I know every platform tracks this, right? So it's kind of cool that I have access to my own personal dashboard where I can track this. And I would imagine somebody at Red Hat is also looking at this. So um, so far this month, I put in 4 hours on this. I think 2.5 of those hours are last night while I was trying to, you know, get my feet wet into. Uh, oh man, anytime, man. One of these days, I'll be telling people like I knew him before he went public. Um, so it's really cool. And like if obviously Pluralsight does cost money. There are discounts for some universities will actually provide this. So I think it's great that they do this. There's also LinkedIn Learning, right? Um, there's Udemy. If you get a course that's like $15, it's totally worth it. Some courses are like, ooh, advanced Snowflake. So what I'm really excited about here is this course here on advanced NLP. Um, because this is a fascinating technology using BERT. So one of the things I want to do once I get past this demo that I got to deliver, is kind of do some really cool NLP with BERT on top of Rhoda or Rhodes, and that's something I'm looking forward to. And so what are we talking about today? I'm trying to bring the energy on my LinkedIn feed back to a happier place. This year has been kind of tough. Kim Schmidt, big time friend, mentor, just good friend of mine, AWS expert, um, passed away. So, and then the anniversary of 9/11. So it's been kind of been kind of a downer lately on my LinkedIn feed. I was looking at it today and I was like, yeah, let's bring the energy back to something more positive. And I can't think of something more positive you can do for your future, my future, anyone out there, right? Is be learning, right? Doesn't have to be just technology, it could be learning gardening, right? In my new house, I have I had a hydroponic garden. I still have those. Um, and then I put some of those plants outside. They are thriving. I'm gonna have my first eggplant ready soon. Some had a bunch of tomatoes already come in, both in the hydroponic system and on the outdoor. There looks like a pepper coming too. So I learned gardening. I needed a hobby to get me outside and away from the computer. It's one of those things where, like, no matter what you believe in spiritually, right? I think we can all agree whether you are always stuck with you. And the best investment, I think this is a paraphrasing Warren Buffett here, is that the best investment is an investment in yourself because no matter what happens, you are always stuck with you, right? To the day you die. What happens after that, I think, is a matter of debate. Obviously, everyone has an opinion about that, but you are always stuck with you. And I think the message to take away is an investment in yourself. Learning is a great investment in yourself. Learning something that you're passionate about, something that can serve society, and something that can, fulfill your purpose in life. And a more positive step is in the last 11 months, after losing this many people in my family and in friends. Brian Moran died about a year ago too. So it's been that is true. You are always stuck with you. So you better you better develop yourself, right? So, it's kind of like, we are on this planet for a finite yeah, but you're like rocking it, man. You're rocking it, Rupesh. But ultimately, we're on this planet for a finite period of time. Make the most of it, right? Whether that's learning, whether that's doing something you enjoy, whether that's, being with your family. This year has given me a lot of perspective, right? I can get woe is me, but no, I mean this is very much a perspective, right? Because everyone's gonna die one day, and we don't know when that is, which is probably mixed blessing, right? But there's only so many tomorrows. So with that, that's some weird trouble. Maybe I don't want to know about that. But um, big shout out to Randy, Thomas, and Rupesh. Thanks for joining live. I'm going to cut the stream short because I have a lot of studying to do. I'll probably get those hours for the week up to quite a bit. I have a lot of learning to do, a lot of hacking to do for this demo. I'm excited about, and I get to learn, and that's a privilege. And every day I'm one of the things that came out of 9/11 for me personally is that any day a building doesn't follow me is a great day. And you know, it is still early. So Asta. That means to the stars, right? I love it. Where's that Astra? Asta. All right, so with that, I'm going to end this feed because I have some AWS to learn and get my clusters up and running and start hacking away on a data science demo. You have a fantastic day, and trying to bring the energy on this feed back up to a much better level. So ping me. You can always catch me. Do I have my? Well, if you're watching this, you notify me. I check all comments. I at least try to like in the comments, and I try to reply. If the LinkedIn algorithm, if the LinkedIn UI does that, because it's kind of weird, it makes me go through that. Cheers, Rupesh. I'll be in touch soon, and you all have a great day, evening, afternoon, etc., whatever time it is on this spinning planet of ours. And while I'm on the topic of spinning planets, let's play the fancy outro that showcases the true scope of our reality. Well, at least part of it.